Mati, Franco, I don't know what to do with the creative project for literature.
Me neither. Maybe we can get some inspiration from a TV show.
Yeah, that one which is called Late-rature or something like that. Well, let's see. Good evening, people. Welcome to Late-rature show. Tonight is a special night. But first, do you see this? This is a Mary Shelley's classic, Frankenstein. I used to read this book at least twice a year when I was younger, especially for scaring my little brother at nights. And it was really meaningful for me. But tonight is a special night because I'm really grateful and honored to present one of the most influential writers from the 20th century, H.P. Lovecraft. Hi. Hello. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
Take a seat.
Thank you.
Well, Howard, the first thing I want to ask you, recently I read your short story called Dagon, and it really drew my attention, the metaphor of the monolith. How did you come up with that?
Well, with the monolith, I try to represent the way in which society behaves, like worshipping something that is not even reasonable. You know, when they want to stay in their comfort zone, they are afraid of their surroundings. They don't want to go there. And also the monster that worships it. It is like the way in which I want to represent how monsters want to enter our dimension. You know, always I talk about monsters in my books. They want to enter our dimension and they don't find a way to do it.
Well, I see your point. That's interesting, but I have a bit of confusion in my mind. But guess who is our next guest? Maybe he is going to help us to solve this problem, or maybe to build this wall of confusion within our minds. His name, people, Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe, at
Hello.
last, night mustache.
Thank
Take
you.
a seat.
Thank you very much. Well, I was listening your conversation that you had with Stephen, and almost 2 centuries ago, I had this confusion about what was real or what was fiction. And actually, I wrote a story called "The Fall of the House of Usher," in which this man, Roderick Usher, sends a letter to his friend. Then this friend get to his home, and he sees the house damaged. It's completely changed from what he remembered when they were kids. Roderick Usher, he's a fearful man. He's afraid of almost everything in the world. He's afraid even of losing his sister, because his sister is very ill, and in one part of the story, she dies, and he gets paranoid. He starts listening to his sister even though she's dead, and in this in this paranoia, he dies.
Well, that's an intriguing point, but maybe Howard Lovecraft has an answer for your confusion, don't you?
Actually, that answer is in my book. I wrote the scene in which the man finds the monolith. That is the moment of revelation, of epiphany, you know? In which the man discovers that monster, the Dagon, worshipping the thing, and also the monster discovers that there are other things apart from that object. So they both have a revelation.
So in that case, the monolith in my story would be the house and the sister.
Yeah,
Because-
kind of.
Oh, I see, because Roderick is afraid of what is outside, afraid of losing his sister, and it's almost like afraid of himself, of being too afraid of everything.
Yes, the monster also is afraid of his surroundings. Like everything is putrid, rotten.
Oh, and that's how the friend see the house. Everything almost damaged.
Just like the island, or the thing
Yes.
that the man got.
It was really helpful to have the both of you here today. Now, we're going to the Twitter section. Let's see who is tweeting now. Oh, Mary Shelley. May someone put an electrified dome in the back of Roderick's head. Wake up. What do you have to say about it?
I believe that reality is not subjective, so it's a great opportunity for Roderick to discover the world. What do you think?
I agree with you. I think that he's like enclosed in this reality.
Okay, let's move on. Look, we have here Stanley Kubrick. I admit that I got inspiration from Dagon's monolith to create the introduction of my masterpiece, 2001: Space Odyssey.
Wow, I feel very honored to hear something like this from this famous director. Actually, that part of the movie in which you can see a group of monkeys worshipping that black monolith reminds me of that scene in the story of Dagon.
Oh, and finally, wow, this is a frequent Twitter, Ricardo Arjona. When I start writing my songs, I always think of Edgar's stories. El Trovador de América. What would you say about it, Edgar?
It's very weird that a man like him finds inspiration in my stories, because I do not talk about romance, and my stories are not superficial at all.
Thank you for your answer, guys, Edgar and Howard. And also, I appreciate your sincerity and your presence tonight. Next week, we are going to have J.K. Rowling. Well, that was interesting, don't you think?
Yes.
Maybe
of
we
course.
can make our video about the relationship between Edgar Allan Poe and Lovecraft.
Yeah, we should create a TV
Yeah.
program.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
3.
Now.